You know what's fascinating? The one group that absolutely gets discriminated in Hollywood is gay men. Gay men never play straight men in blockbuster movies. Openly gay men are never like the romantic interest in a blockbuster movie. You can have an openly gay woman and no one cares.
Like who?
Oh, you could have one. I don't think it would be a problem.
Well, name somebody. Like, who's an openly gay woman?
Who is one?
Well, Kristen Stewart is now an openly gay woman.
Oh, she is?
Kristen Stewart?
I didn't know she was. The girl from Twilight? Yeah. I didn't know she was openly gay. I mean,
Hello?
I'm out of the loop. No, she used to date that other guy. She used to date Robert Pattinson. I didn't know that she was gay now.
That was 10 years ago.
I don't follow her romantic career. You're acting like I'm not paying attention to who the president is.
I'm offended, Joe. No, I mean, she's very, I mean, first of all, she just definitely is. I mean, you see pictures of her. You could tell that she's walking that side of the street now. She openly announced it on Saturday Night Live.
I don't watch that show.
Yeah, I don't either. But I know she did, and of course it was met with thunderous applause, which should tell you something about the hypocrisy of how brave it is to come out.
Well, if she wanted to play a leading woman, nobody would have a problem with that.
No, but I just parenthetically, brave, by the way, is when you say something and people boo.
Or they want to kill you.
Yes.
Right. Julian Assange is brave.
Right. When people cheer raucously, that's somewhat less than brave.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess it does take some courage to come out. But, you know, as I always say, let's live in the year we're living in. And in the year we're living in, it's like sometimes it's preferable to come out as gay.
Yeah. It's rewarded in some circles. I have friends who unfortunately are in the closet who can't come out because of their family. They're worried about the impact of their family. Like grew up in the Midwest, religious family, and it eats them alive. They're usually drunk all the time. Like those guys get it's really rough.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's rough.
I mean, and I think this is why gay actors in the past did not come out. I just watched documentary on Rock Hudson. Did you see that? It was terrific.
No, I didn't see it.
Okay. Well, obviously this was a different era. It was not even, it was unthinkable that Rock Hudson could come out he started in the 50s.
Right.
The 60s. This was just, we weren't even discussing homosexuality in those terms. And he was a matinee idol. He was something women were creaming their jeans over. So, but nowadays, could a gay man be the romantic lead? I think there are actors who are gay and are still not out for that very reason.
For sure.
I'm not going to name names.
Yeah.
But
we don't have to.
No, we don't have to. But I mean,
yeah, they exist. And it's a career move for them. They have to kind of keep it under wraps.
Right.
Yeah. It's
we're selling fantasy, especially in a romantic setting, in a romantic movie.
I have had multiple people on this podcast that do not believe that gay is just something you're born with. They believe that it's a choice. I've had conversations with people where you're like, have you met Richard Simmons? Like are you crazy? You think that's a fucking choice? Like the idea that I had one guy who he compared it to murder. Like you might want to kill someone, but you don't do it because it's a sin. I was like, well, but imagine if you were just like rabidly attracted to women and culturally things were reversed. And for some reason, like women caused reproduction and you don't want more people because we're overpopulated and gay is the only morally right way to pursue sexual activity. Right. Imagine how horrible that would be. It would suck.
Well, see, this is why it's so odd to me that gay and trans have wound up in the same grouping, LGBTQ. Excuse me, I'm sorry, hate crime, I don't remember all
I think there's a 2 and an A in there, and a plus.
Okay, then that's what I just said.
I don't know what the 2 is.
That's Two-Spirit.
Is that what it is?
It could be, who knows?
Oh my God, if that's what it is, that's amazing.
But what I'm saying is...
that is what it is?
It is?
Oh, Jesus.
Two-Spirit? Oh my God! And I'm not sure I could even define two-spirit.
Two-spirit. I didn't even know it existed until I saw Trudeau.
That's
Trudeau rattled off the latest list one time. We have to protect. Unlike America, we have to protect our two-spirit people.
What is it?
I don't know. Let's find out what two-spirit is. What does two-spirit mean?
Two-spirit. I think I've heard AOC talk about it too.
Oh boy. Okay, now offensive amongst Native Americans, a person who identifies with any of a variety of gender identities which are not exclusively those of their biological sex. Yeah, but gender identities which are not exclusively, how many of them are there? How many gender identities exist? Two-spirit?
But in that definition, it said transgender.
Yeah.
And why do we also need to include it if we have transgender already? Because one person complained, I'm guessing.
Well,
but,
I believe with Native Americans, that's what they referred to transgender people as. I think it's the Lakota. Look that up. I think it was like a protected class in their community because they felt like this person understood both groups. They were biologically male, but they had so many traits of being feminine. They were probably gay men, but they were biologically male that had so many traits of femininity that they thought they were two-spirit. Like, this is the type of person that we can come to for guidance because they understand women and they understand men. And so it was thought of that way. The same way, like, they had some, like, fascinating roles in their culture. Like, one of them was a heyoka, which was their sacred clown. They had a guy who made fun of everything. And if you couldn't make fun of something, it was bullshit. Like if you had the greatest warrior, the biggest chief, the chief's wife, you can make fun of anything. And if you couldn't make fun of it, it was bullshit. Like there was something where if you had, hey, don't make fun of that, everybody's like, whoa, what is this thing we can't make fun of? Like, why can't we make fun of this? Is this a bullshit thing? And it's a good way to detect bullshit. What is this?
It's describing what the Lakota have.
In Lakota, there are no pronouns. We don't speak, we don't have she and he. In Lakota, men will speak differently than women. We know their gender based on how they are talking and what words they are using.
It says that's their third gender.
and who's the dude in the picture?
Two-spirited people. So yeah, it's the Lakota culture.
Okay.
So that's where that term comes from.
Okay, well, enjoy it, Lakota. We don't all have to follow.
No. Well, also, I don't have to remember it. It's too long. You're crazy.
But what I was saying was it's odd to me that they group them together because in a fundamental way, trans and gay are almost exact opposites because gay is all about, I was born this way.
Right.
And trans is, the way I'm born, fuck that.
Right. Yeah.
Jump ball.
Right.
Let's change that.
Yeah.
And that to me seems to be fundamentally different.